My grandfather is Reg Hampton. He was born in England, in Lancashire. He came to Canada in 1910 and was a master plasterer. He joined the Expeditionary Force at an older age. He was 39 when he joined, so he left a wife and children in Calgary. Did return from the war, but died shortly after in California. It's poetry that was written by my grandfather while he was in the trenches in World War I. He sent the actual handwritten copies of it back to his wife, my grandmother, who lived in Calgary with her children, as well as to his mother, who lived in Vancouver. To the Kaiser is one of them, in the trenches. There were two parts to that one. And they're actually signed at the beginning, at the top of them, it says, "To my people with love, Reg." So and then at the bottom it's by Corporal Hampton, composed in the trench. And they're all dated at the date that he wrote them. And then "The World in Tears." So that's a small part of the area, the whole compilation of what I assume is all of his poems. And so I just thought that it was interesting. I think the words in some of the things would be consistent with any war. It's, I mean, it's not specific to World War I. And I just felt that maybe people might be interested in seeing the actual poems. They were put together in some form that seemed to have been published, and people could actually buy way back in the 1920s. They have been copyrighted. The copies are in the British Museum, and there were some newspaper articles about him at the time that he came back and actually read the poetry at a couple of places. I can't say that I have actually really read them with a lot of depth and trying to understand them. They're just how a person felt in the midst of absolute horror, I'm sure, and I think depict what was going on in the trenches. He also wrote a piece of music, and somehow that speaks to me, because I played the piano, or at least I used to play the piano, and maybe that spoke more to me than the poetry did. I mean, it was titled "They Only Sleep." There let them rest till dawn, their labor for the day is done. That seems to speak to me much more than the poetry did. He seemed to be a talented, artistic person, yeah.